Hello, tribe, welcome. As you can see, the topic is about finances and money today. I do apologize about the sounds outside. It's pretty warm in my office. I have to keep the window open. And this topic is suggested by Claire. Thank you so much. You said, could you do a reading about how to make our relationship to money better? So, here we are. We are using El Goliath deck. Let's get to it. This is pile number 1, 2, and 3. Please choose intuitively. I will see you in timestamps. Hello, group number 1. Let's see what we need to know here. How can you improve your relationship with money? Ooh, you see how bright it got suddenly? Okay, we're gonna be doing mixture of decks. I feel like I want my, as I call it, psychology deck as well. We have 4 of Cups, the wandering mind here to start with. You have solar plexus. And I want 1 card from this deck. Okay, let's get to it. Your relationship with money is directly, listen, I'm going deeper here. I'm going beyond the surface level. So please bear with me. Your relationship with money is directly connected to how you see your own self and your self-worth. And it affects, what kind of job you have, how well paid you are, if you are thinking about business, and if you are going into business thinking, even though you have a good product or service, but you still don't trust yourself enough or you don't have enough self-confidence, this is felt by people. If you are not your own biggest fan, then how can other people be? And it's one of those kind of difficult things, because you have to go through a lot of self evaluation. You have to focus on your strengths. You gotta, let's say, if you were told that you are maybe not worthy, not good enough by, I don't know, one of the parents when you were growing up at school, would it be an ex-partner, and something stuck to you, you want to relearn. Pile number 1, you want to relearn that. You want to focus on the opposite of this card. Trigger statement is I'm disgusting. This is self-worth card. True statement, I'm a miracle. Please be gentle and love yourself. Provide your body mind with what it truly needs to carry you on your journey. Now, this is not an English card. This is in Lithuanian. I will translate the strengths of this card. And it says stamina, flexibility, movement. How should I translate this for you? I'd say beneficial and easily flowing changes, and moving with life's flow. The dark aspect, which is the weakness here, says perfectionism, being stuck, tension, I would describe this as a hanged man card, together with the 4 of Pentacles, and thinking that you can't do it. So, pile number 1, we are looking at your self-confidence and certain beliefs about yourself. Listen, if you create a product or a service, and I'm just purely going to give you an example based on business. Let's say you are creating a business. By the way, confirmation just now. You have a good service, you have a good product, and you put it out there and you keep questioning, what do people think about that? I don't know if this is good enough, if that is good enough. If you don't think it's good enough, then come back to the drawing board, improve the little bits and pieces that you see needs improvement. But do not question yourself so much. It can be heard in your voice, it can be noticed on your website. It's all the little subconscious things that we do that we kind of send a message to people. So it's all about the belief system here. How can you improve your relationship with money? Start with self. And I know, easily said, hardly done, but you really can get there. You really can. You're also going to have to learn how to be a bit more flexible. Stamina is also a big deal here. And we're talking about also not being afraid to compete, okay? Not running away from competition, embracing competition, making it something a bit more joyful. playful, fun, than thinking of a competition as a very stressful thing, a very stressful idea. I don't want to go there. You'll have to. See, like, even when you go to an interview, you are competing for a spot in a job. So embrace this as a part of a journey. I'm being shown here that someone is not emotionally satisfied, either with what they're doing or their relationship with money, and that's telling you something. Pay attention to that. Don't run away from this. This is already your message. You have Six of Pentacles. You have a Devil. Yeah, look, something is out of balance here, and again, it's the way you see yourself, or what was said that you really kind of cling on to. It's time to let go of this devil energy, and it's time to cut those chains. How can we do that, pile number one? How can we do that? What about the High Priestess? I don't know if this will make sense to all of you, but it's saying certain things have to be kept for yourself. So, for example, if you tend to be too giving, or you tend to overshare, and let's say you have a baking business, and people start asking you, hey, give me a recipe, but you don't want to give it away because this is maybe your family's recipe, and that's how you make your money, right? Because other people can't duplicate you. Don't give it away. Keep some things to yourself. Same with creating something. Don't start shouting about it on the rooftops. Create and then speak about it, right? Make your moves quietly and then speak about it. Why? Because I feel like you may be easily influenced. You tend to be quite an emotional person. And let's say if you are seeking for a particular job, someone says, you know what, I don't feel like that job is for you. You're just talking, I don't know, to a friend, to a colleague, family, whatever. And you start questioning yourself again. So avoid putting yourself in situations where you can be easily swayed if you know you are easily swayed. Pile number one, okay? Once you do that, how are your finances looking? How are your finances looking? It's a journey. It's a learning journey, and it's very emotional for you here. It's not as much about the logistics only. First, we're starting with emotions, and we're starting with the feelings that we got connected to the money and self-worth. Okay? Yeah, you're gonna go through kind of these jumps and leaps I'm seeing here, phases, till you get where you want to be. You're gonna have to realize what you're not supposed to carry anymore, what's too much, what belief system is kind of pushing you down. And this change may be difficult for a lot of you. You may be like, damn, like that is dark, what I used to believe in, or what was said, I don't know, 10 years ago, and I cling to it every time. But without this, I don't see a breakthrough really. Yes, you can, but it may be a very long journey then. You're being asked to jump head on to this transformation and transition, and don't run away from difficulties here. It's an emotional journey. It's not a straightforward journey. You, by trying to get better at finances, trying to get better at this relationship with money, you also getting better at relationship with yourself, and that goes hand in hand for pile number one. Okay? I hope this made sense. Check out my website, by the way. I have a really cool shop, really cool things that everything that I have I made myself, but I have a couple of journals that I didn't make myself, but I love them so much, and I wanted to put them on my website. Check them out. And I have some room and linen mists, as well as I do make my own natural soap bars. This is pure peppermint and menthol. And if you are a lover of fragrance and essential oils, check it out. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, pile number two, let's see what we got here. How can you better your relationship with money? King of Pentacles, the Father of Roses. I'm also gonna be using my healing deck. I call it a psychology deck, to be honest, because it dives deep. How can you, solar plexus, better your relationship with money? And I want to pull one card from, this is not an English deck. This is a deck created by a person who's from my country, and I really wanted to support them. So, okay, so let's start with that. This card has the strengths and the weaknesses. So let's look at that. Strengths. Being laid back, having a clear life goal, and finding a meaning of life. Fulfillment. And pleasure. Now the dark aspect, which is the weakness here, feeling that there is no point in life, feeling very fearful, let down, diving into monotony and frustration. So that would be something to watch out for, or if you're in it, your cards are asking you to dive into it to get the answer. Why am I feeling this way? What do I need? What do I need to do more of or less of in order to come out of this state? King of Pentacles, really good start, by the way, here. Pile number 2, meaning that you are not meant to struggle with money in this lifetime. And it's not to say that, oh, you're doing something wrong if you're struggling right now. No, sooner or later, you're going to have this breakthrough. Sooner or later. It's kind of like, imagine that you're a little bit blessed in this department. Some people may be struggling with money their whole lives. You may be struggling at certain maybe periods, but you always come back on top. This would be one of those piles where, let's say you need money for something and you go, oh my God, I don't have this money. Suddenly it appears from somewhere. You know, I know very well how this feels like. So if you are one of those people, it surprises you every time, right? It surprises you every time how this money just shows up. Now, we have a belief card. Trigger statement is too late. True statement, I am free to believe. You are clearing away beliefs, energy, and memories that no longer serve you, so the necessary decisions will be made. By the way, pile number 2, I would say pay attention to your relationship with the Father, because that directly affects your belief, your understanding of money, or how you're navigating your money, and how much you think you can earn. This is really important for pile number 2. Let's say if you had a solid relationship with the Father, all good, you are taking all of those kind of good traits and using that masculine energy to generate more money. If you struggled and if you didn't have a good relationship with the Father, or none at all, in this lifetime you are creating that for yourself. Basically, you are teaching yourself those things that are masculine energy that you didn't get when you were growing up. And I really feel like you are quite successful at that, because you, by not having maybe an example of this kind of masculine energy, good masculine energy, right? How it operates in the world, you probably have learned how to do it yourself. You stepped into the masculine energy. Not all of you, some of you. And in this lifetime, how can you generate more money? How can you have a better relationship with money? You gotta understand how to balance both out, the feminine aspect and the masculine aspect. Which one I need to use at what time? Let's say you are the person who has to be responsible for a meeting, right? You gotta stand in front of people, talk in front of people, make sure you have good points, and make sure that people hear you. You are using clever words, wise words. You are not beating around the bush. The conversation has to be straightforward. As we call it back home, I don't know if there is a saying like that in English, but we are speaking without trash in our sentences. So in that situation, you are using your masculine. You are directing people, you are showing people information, you are in a leader position. Now, when it comes to the feminine energy, what you're doing, you go, okay, how can I be relatable? How can I relate this information to people so it's not only dry and uninteresting, so that it sticks to people's heart? Does that make sense? So you are navigating this situation by using both. You know when to pull from masculine, you know when to pull from feminine. Let's get more info. Pile number 2, you may notice that it's difficult for you to generate more money if you are very tense for extended period of time, because that may act like a little bit of a blockage for you. If you are not laid back or relaxed, and I don't mean that you are sitting on the couch and doing nothing, it's the feeling, right? Either I sat down here at this table today to do your reading based on very stressed energy, or maybe something's happening, in my personal life and I just want to get out of the way, or I just sat down, took my coffee, a cup of coffee, meditated a little bit, looked at the cards, what I want to choose for you today, how does my setup look like, and I let go any of the stresses that may have been bothering me prior to this. Therefore, the way I work is different, right? My efficiency is different, my voice is different. My voice may be funny now because it's morning for me still, but you know what I mean? Your cards are saying it's important for you to recognize how being in a tense situation for extended period of time may kind of stop you at times in your work area. May feel much more difficult for you to generate more money, because it affects the way you think, it affects your focus and everything else. And if your body is tense, then you don't want anything to touch you, right? You don't want big changes because you're already dealing with a lot. So find the best way for you to find relaxing techniques and practice them regularly, or practice them at a time when you need them the most. Breathwork, one of the best things that I came across, to be honest. Or you may want to check out some of the videos on YouTube of self-hypnosis before you go to sleep. See if that works for you. Pile number 2, it's important for you to find the meaning in life. Where do you find meaning in life? What do you want to do? If you're gonna work in the office and you every day you go to work and you think this is useless, this is a shit job, like my soul is dying here, it's gonna be really difficult for you to generate more money. You will feel very stuck and very tense. And especially if you won't seek for changes, you may feel that you are stuck there forever. So make sure that you are paying attention to your body, pile number 2. Your body stores all the information that you need. You need meaning to whatever you do. You need meaning. That's where your blessings lie, financial blessings lie. The moment you start doing something meaningful to you, see how easily it becomes to generate more money. I'm not saying overnight, boom, no, but it's gonna be a much, much easier journey for you. You have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. We'll talk about this in a minute. Oh, sorry. Hangman. Just want to clarify something quickly. Another thing that we need to talk about here is partnership. Pile number 2's money flow is directly impacted by what kind of partnership they're in. Either you are gonna be in a well-balanced partnership. We all have shit days in our relationships, so I'm not saying that you need to have this airy-fairy unicorn type of relationship. No, it doesn't exist. But if you are in a well-balanced partnership, notice how these two people, once they come together, they can build a lot. So a lot of you will notice you'll start building this kind of wealth on your own, or improving your relationship with money on your own by doing certain things that I mentioned before. You want to use this advice, you don't have to, right? But I feel like it would benefit you. And then once this union happens, now pay attention, this could be also a friendship. This could be a partnership, like romantic partnership, right? Your husband, your wife. Once you two guys come together, notice how this relationship also very, very strongly impacts your finances. Now, another thing that I want to mention here, pile number 2, if you're going to stay long term in a partnership that is not for you, or it's kind of damaging mentally, emotionally, physically, all of it together, you will also see a direct impact on your money. Notice. And it's not to say that we're pointing fingers at someone, oh, my money, is not going well, or my finance is not good because of you. No, it's because of our choices. So let's pay attention to that, because I do see two things here. One, a partnership that is well balanced, and another partnership that feels like a constant battle. Okay? And that one is quite impactful in a negative way on your relationship with money. This could also be talking about what you saw growing up, right? If you always saw tension in a household, or you had a very tense relationship with one of the parents, and depends what you picked up from that, right? We're all very different. This may also impact your self-worth, therefore how much money you have, right? I hope this is making sense. Okay, anything else, pile number 2? Once you figure certain things out, how does your money look like then? Once you figure it out, how does it look like? How does it look like? I'm gonna be throwing some trash out here, metaphorically speaking. You're gonna recognize what needs to go. Either belief systems, either certain relationships, okay? You're wrapping it up here. And look, you have the Empress. Empress lives a pretty abundant life, let me tell you. It seems like the throne that she's on is made from gold. She's very proud of herself, how much she has achieved, and she definitely does not struggle with money. So that's what I got. By the way, check out my website for some of my pretty cool creations. I do have room and linen mists made with essential oils and fragrance oils, non-toxic. And I also have these 2, I have only 2 of them, pretty cool notepads. And I also do handmade ritual bars made with essential oils, shea butter, coconut butter, depends which soap you choose. So check it out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3. Let's see what we got for you. We're starting with the 6 of Swords, the brand new journey. If my voice is funny, it's because it's morning for me and I'm still kind of like waking up. Let's see. How can you better your relationship with money? What do I need to know of? Heart chakra. Also want one card from this deck. Okay, so let's start with that. I'm paying attention to green. There's a lot of green here, really lush colors. I love that. Now, we have the power aspects and the shadow aspects. The power aspect says emotional and social connections, feeling that you are supported, belonging, and community. Now, the fragile aspect says loneliness, being disconnected, not knowing how to create new relationships, and relying solely on yourself. We have acceptance card. Trigger statement says, I cannot trust anyone. See, these two connect to one another. True statement, everyone deserves my love. I open my heart to heal and release. I open myself to the peace of divine love and grace. Now, listen. How can you improve your relationship with money? You guys are all about community, okay? You're all about strong support system. I'm hearing we can go so far if we support one another. Now, would you be working in a team? Would you be working, let's say you have your own business, But from time to time, you meet your friends and family and get encouragement there or get emotional support there. These things are really important. What to watch out for, pile number 3, is doing everything on your own. You don't know what you don't know, right? When you talk to people, when you share information, when you explore certain topics, you can find out quite a lot. And sometimes certain conversations take place for a very important reason. You may think that you're going for a coffee just to catch up with someone, or you have this kind of brief conversation with a colleague about, I don't know, mundane stuff, but then it branches out into something much deeper, into something much more interesting, and you can gather information that way. Do not disconnect from people. Don't shut those doors. Seek for community. Seek for collaborations. Say if you are building a business, maybe if you do suck at marketing, you could ask someone to do that for you eventually, right? At the beginning, you're probably going to do everything on your own. You're just starting off. Or maybe if you're not really good at editing pictures or videos, maybe you want to go on, I don't know, Fiverr.com, what is that website? And ask someone to make those images a bit more prettier for you, right? So that you can catch potential customers' eye. So making sure you know how to navigate that is really important for you. If you have zero support system, go out and form relationships with people. Maybe they start off as online relationships. Maybe, I don't know, you love making soap. You go, on Facebook and you search for soap making community, right? And you go there and you feel like home. And then you also get to know so much info. You know so much more by reading the posts of someone else's. Maybe someone made a mistake. They're asking, hey, how can I resolve this? And you go, oh, I didn't know about this, didn't know about that. Now, if you have been betrayed in your life and it still haunts you, it still hurts very much, and if you still notice that you don't trust people, that would be something to look at. Cause I do see like almost this invisible wall that you place the moment you meet someone or when you talk to someone, and that wall is for self-protection, but at the same time I feel like that wall may kind of bounce off a lot of good things for you. It's like I'm literally seeing like it bounces off whatever comes your way. So making sure that you do know when to protect yourself, but you're not doing it at all times is the way to go. A very specific story here, not for all of you. Your money improves once you improve your environment. Some of you may want to move, and you start noticing your success once you moved from one location to the other, moved from one home to another. Environment is super important for you, very important. Let's say if you live in a place where it's really difficult for you to form a relationship, maybe you want to move to a city where people live there from all over the world and everyone is kind of in the same boat, and people are a bit more open-minded, people are a little bit more social, and you want to be in that fauna, I don't know for what reason. You want to be in that environment. Don't be afraid, pile number 3, to start new. Let's say if you studied something for, 3-4 years, and you go, you know what? I started working in this field. I kind of hate that. And you start thinking, oh, I wasted so much of my time doing this. I should stick to it. Do you really want to struggle your whole life working in a job that you don't really like? Working in the area that you don't really like? I don't feel like that would benefit you at all. I feel like it would suck the soul out of you. So these might be my people who tried a lot of different jobs, or who have studied one thing and they're working in another field. I don't feel like you'd have a problem building yourself up in a new area of work. It's all about your perception, and it's all about your perspective. Can I learn, right? You can. Oh, I'm afraid to start new because... Sorry guys, phone storage was full. So, if you didn't hear what I said, you are my magicians. You're able to learn new things and adapt pretty quickly. You're like a sponge. And if you're not, if you don't think that you are, I really feel like it's more so like that belief, oh my God, I'm going into the storm, instead of, yeah, I'm gonna be fine. It seems like these two tornadoes are separating to give you away. So you may notice the moment you start trying, seeking for beneficial changes, it's as if a path opens up for you. You're a little bit blessed. You know what I mean? You are the people who always find the way. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Let's see what else we got here. Don't overthink, pile number 3. If we would take a project as an example, let's take this book. You want to create a book for a deck, right? Some of you are the people who would go, let's say this is an already finished product of yours, right? You haven't published it yet, but you just keep looking at it. And the more you keep looking at it, the more you go, oh, I don't know if I like this font. Maybe it's too big, maybe the color is wrong. And you get stuck on that. Every day you keep changing it, and it's never good enough. Avoid doing that. My pile number 3, get it out there. Maybe next product you're gonna create, next thing you're gonna do, you're gonna get better at it on a journey. We all start somewhere. You probably have this tendency, maybe you're a perfectionist, to get stuck on little details, and then you get frozen. And then you never publish this book, for example, right? You never publish a deck because you don't think that it's good enough. And every day maybe your view on it changes, and you want to change this, you want to change that, and eventually you are stuck. So try and not do that to yourself. Get it out there. Get it out there. Okay, I'll adjust you slightly, one sec. Yep. Let's see. You gotta be okay with being different with your approaches. Let's say if there is a meeting and no one talks about a particular maybe issue in software or in process, right? You are the person who's meant to talk about it. You are a person who makes changes. You are the person who walks in the office and says, you know what, that's out of place, that could be better. Who question things to make them better. Nope, too many, one second. Don't be afraid to be a different flower on the wall, okay? I really feel like your money is where your passion lies. Why I'm saying that, because I have the 4 of Pentacles in this deck. I do read it slightly differently from the traditional tarot. And we have the 6 of Cups. This is something that you used to love doing when you were younger. This is nostalgia. Basically, I'm looking back at what I used to be interested in, and maybe I transform it, maybe I improve it in some way, and I make something out of it. And that makes me money. This is not for all of you, but this is for a big part of you. For example, let's take me, right? When I was a kid, my mom bought a tarot deck. She never used it. She was too lazy to learn the meanings of the tarot, and she's way too logical. She couldn't just tap out of her head, and she just had that deck, and I kept playing with it like a game, you know. I had a tarot deck, then I started cutting. We had this magazine that was called Fortune Teller, and some pages were a bit thicker than the others. And I would cut out little cards there. They were very funny looking, like for children. And I would play with them. And listen, then I went on my journey. I went to study interior design. Then I moved to London. I studied architecture there. Then suddenly, like, my soul was craving for something. And I was carrying that deck everywhere I moved. I moved a lot in my life. I had this little wooden box of that deck that my mom gave me. I don't know again for what reason I was carrying it with me, because I wasn't reading tarot. Like for friends, I would read it for friends, but I would forget about it for most of the time. And one day I was like, I need something deeper. I want to do something a bit more, but I wasn't planning this to be my business in a way. I don't want to call it a business, but that's what I do full time now. And yeah, I came back to it, and here I am. So this is just an example of a story, right? It's not something that I was planning. It was just something that very organically was drawing me in. I was seeking for deeper truths, higher truths and stuff like that. And I feel like the same applies to you, really. You are maybe one of those people who like a gypsy life as well, or like to travel or seek for constant change. And I feel like the more you move, the less you are stuck in one place, the more success comes your way. Because you may be the people who get fired up by seeing different environments, talking to people, being on the move, in the flow. So I hope this made sense. Now check out my website if you want to support my small miniature business. I do make handmade women linen mists with pure essential and fragrance oils, and they're non-toxic. Good for you. Okay, good for you, because there's stuff out there that we don't really know about, we don't really read about until we really get into it. That is not really good for us, and it disrupts our hormones, and that's not it. And I also have only a couple of these journals. These are not made by me, but hopefully one day I'll get there. And I also have natural soap bars that I do make myself. This one is pure peppermint and menthol. And yes, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.